Hello everyone, Canberra Run here, and welcome to a brand new weekly one-shot series on this channel. One Season Wonder. Right, one team, I go for one season, we set ourselves a goal, and we try the best to hit it while I just edit the bloody camera on screen while recording. Brilliant. So, for the first club, I've chosen Blackburn Rovers. A little bit of club history, if we go to the info. They're one of the first teams, other than Manchester United, to win the Premier League title, under then-chairman Jack Walker, who came in, spent a bunch of money buying the best players, and everybody sat back and did it because he earned the money himself. He wasn't a born billionaire. So we all kind of accepted it. But yeah, he brought in the likes of Alan Shearer, Chris Sutton, who should actually be on here somewhere. Any Berg, yeah. I'm looking in their things. There should be. Yeah, Tim Sherwood's on here. He was one of the players who won the title. There should. John Williams. So legends. Alan Shearer, Kenny Dalglish, Jack Walker, the owner, as well. There he is. The man that performed miracles. It was probably one of the first major times that Walker was a huge fan of the club. He poured his life into it, and he got what he wanted. It was nothing short of a miracle. So, yeah, I'm here to take over Blackburn. Currently, it's not been great for them. They've been mired in championships since they went down under Venky's ownership. So I chose to join right before a couple of friendlies. I've already won one, I see. So if we go to the inbox. So, the Visions and Expectations meeting. Record an EFL Championship pop-off finish. No, I want to win the thing. But for the moment, I'm going to accept the current competition. So, sign players in the lower levels of domestic game assembly. Yeah, that's sort of what I want to do. Because one of the things that's going to be in the series is going to be sort of like a rule set that I name the rules myself and I have to stick to them. So for this one, it's going to be the rule name is in Jack's image, because one of the things that Jack Walker did, and I will rain check this, you'll see a notification thing, is that he went out of the way to make sure the players that he signed were inexorably British, bar a few Australians in the title-winning season. So he always made sure to sign British players. So for this challenge, I'm only allowed to sign players from within the domestic top. Well, I'm only allowed to sign players from inside the domestic divisions. So that means specifically British and Irish players. So no going off to foreign markets, no going to foreign areas. So if we go to the tactics, thankfully they already play my style. So we're gonna quick pick without restrictions. Entire team. So this is the strongest team that we can play. So we've got Kaminsky in goal, 29-year-old, 4 stars, pawn player in his prime years. We have... Oh, wait, that's not going to help. Kaminsky, Callum Britton, Dominic Hyam, Scott Wharton, who... Okay, so if anybody did watch my Werder Bremen save, in the second season where I got up to the Bundesliga, I signed Scott Wharton from Blackburn and then barely played him. Because it turns out at Bundesliga level, he's only about 2.5-star ability. So he was kind of surplus to requirements. Plus, I had a couple of players breaking through as well. I was still using Top Rack and Handle at that point, but I kind of wasted Scott Wharton's career. He did score a pretty good goal for me, though. I think one of the episodes, he scored a 25-yarder in one of the episodes. So, yeah, he's 3.5 stars, could go up to 4 stars. Pretty good championship player. Harry Pickering at left back, 23 years old, 3-star ability. At DM, we have Lewis Travis. He's been one of a very, very good player for Blackburn so far. 10k a week, important player who could still improve. We also have backup. We have Clinton Mola on loan from Stuttgart, which only 2.5 stars, but can massive room for improvement. Can also play centre back, ball winning midfield and defence. So which play does Travis play then? Yeah, also ball winning. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. We've got John Buckley, 22 years old, 3.5 stars, plays primarily as an advanced playmaker in sports. That might have to change. He can play Mazzala, he can play central midfield on attack as well, which is pretty good. Tyler Morton, on loan from Liverpool, plays in central as a deep-lying playmaker on support, but I will probably get him to play something different as well. They won't mind. We've got Sami Shimoda. Shit. I'm going to pronounce it as Zamodex. If anybody wants to tell me how it's pronounced, the video will already be out, sorry. I'll look it up. Because effectively the way that this is going to work is that it will be sort of a month-to-month recap. So each part will be split up by month, and I'll give you an overview or sort of a running commentary of how I did. Plus reactions to various games, and you'll get to see clips of how I did. Effectively, it's one season. I work out a tactic, which basically it's going to be 442 Diamond Arrow, because at this point I am a 442 Diamond merchant. It gets me success. So, you know. The main one, obviously, we have is Ben Berreton Diaz, the Chilean, declared for Chile a couple of, I think, 3 years ago. He's been instrumental for Chile. He's been really, really good for Blackburn. I mean, I think they are in the playoff place, I think, at the moment. Again, I will check some of this. But he's been instrumental for them. He's like their star man. He's actually in the, if I quickly go to the inbox, he's got no interest in signing a new contract. So he's out of date next year, and he's probably might be sold in... he's probably going to be sold in fucking January. So bear in mind, that'll be somewhere in the video. So if I go to the tactics, we've also got players like Bradley Dack, Tyrese Dolan, Joe Rankin Costello, who probably won't play much because he is only a winger. But we've got a couple of people on the fringes, like Dylan Marcandy as well. I probably will make some signings and some less. Like, I'm looking at maybe getting a better left back. And then maybe trying to get rid of some players like Marcandy, Rankin Costello, the players that I'm not going to be using. And then I'll probably try and bring in one or two extra players as well. Yeah, Joe Helton, so he's wanted as well. All right. And then lastly, we have Sam Gallagher, a 3-star target forward, who I probably will change out. I think the one that I'm looking at the minute, if I can find him. No, I can't find him. All right. There was a player in here that I could find, but I couldn't find him. All right. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play through the rest of I'm going to play through the rest of the preseason. So you've got games against Sevilla, Club Leyda Sportio. Oh, I take it we're going to Spain for a training camp. Okay, so I'm going to get through these games. Then you're going to join me right before the first day of the season. Then, which of course begins on the 30th of the 7th. Because we've got the break for the World Cup. So, yeah. You're going to join me in the first day of the season. I'll show you any transfers I've made, and then eventually we'll skip to an episodic monthly. So, on we go. Okay, it's just gone the first game of the season. It counts. It's the 3rd of July. These things are on from the monthly inchecks run from August. Don't judge me. So, we've managed to get the opening win of the season against QPR. It's a pretty good game. The friendlies went as they were. Win, loss, win, draw. So, against Blackburn, we had early goal from Gallagher. We got that wiped out. Our new signing, Charlie Savage, on loan from Manchester United, son of the legendary... I couldn't do that with a straight face. Son of Robbie Savage. Playing... Basically, he's going to rotate with Lewis Travers, which will be very, very important. Because, effectively, I don't have a lot of cover in this midfield, and especially because I want to play Clinton Muller at a box-to-box midfielder alongside John Buckley. And then there's a lot of players in this that aren't particularly great. Like, Joe Rankin Costello is just... No. He does a lot of... He's jack of all trades, master of none, basically. Then aside from that, I don't have a lot of options. Bar Tayo Eden. My biggest problem is my lack of fullbacks. I've got Britton, Pickering, and then that's Carter and Eden. And that's sort of it. The other issue we have... Ben Berreton Diaz wants out. I've had to put him on the transfer list because he's got no interest in signing a contract. He's not really played very well. Not really cared. So basically, he wants out of the club and it's pretty obvious. So he's wanted by fucking half the Premier League. So Bournemouth, Brighton, Everton, Leeds, Southampton, Mönchengladbach, Frankfurt and Cologne. Which is fun. So we're probably by the end of that, the first update you'll get in August is that at some point, Berreton Diaz was sold. So I'm going to jump ahead to Swansea. I've got, on the scouting for my top priority is getting another left back. Right back I can deal with 2. Left back, I really do need a new one. They're not pulling anything in the near matches. With regards to the rules thing, I did look it up. Jack Walker didn't necessarily favour British players, but I'm going to stick with the rule anyway to say British only for a first rule. There'll be every single one season wonder will have a particular rule attached to it for each club I do. So, I'm going to say British only. And there are not a lot of options looking through this, which is rather concerning. So we're going to edit this. We're going to say further details. We go on nationality. English. Nationality. Scottish. Nationality. You're just watching me just slowly add all of these in. Welsh wasn't its own thing. English, Scottish, Welsh. Let's sort that out. Let's give them a ton of shit. Okay. Cool. I will, start the month. Okay, it's August. You draw me on August 31st. I played through all the August fixtures. There's a lot to talk about. Before we talk about anything else, we need to go to the transfers. Because, and you'll see this in a minute, Ben Brereton Diaz has been sold for 10 million to Brighton. He didn't want to be here, he was exploring his options, and he wasn't playing very well in both the friendlies and the opening day of the season. So I thought, fuck it, I'll cut my losses now, get some money for him, have a lot of money to spend over the summer. And that's when I realised, click the button please, they only retain 10% of transfer revenue for the budget. So I sold them for 10 million, I got to spend 1 million. At least I covered the dearth at left back by bringing in Max Lowe from Sheffield. So he's come in to help. He's actually pretty good. He's 3.5 stars. Works well as a fullback or as a wingback. Quite versatile. He'd be good to help us get through the season, especially because Pickering can't play every game. The only TVAT with that is that on the promise I have to get into the EFL Championship playoffs. But so far we've not done too bad. So we go to the fixtures. We started off after the QPR game. We ended up losing to Swansea, which was quite... That was Obafemi scoring this absolute nonsense. Going on a huge run right through our team. Then we went to the EFL Cup first round. We really shouldn't have needed a late penalty to beat Tranmere, but they basically parked 11 men behind the bus. Then we went to 0-0 draw with West Brom, which was kind of embarrassing. We smashed Reading 4-1, thanks to a hat-trick from Sam Gallagher. Then we drew 0-0 with Sheffield United, but then Sheffield United are a much better team than we are. So it was quite fortunate we managed to get away with that. Then we went to Wigan, smashed them 4-0, which was quite fun. That was in the EFL Cup second round. We've got to play them again as well, which will be quite funny. And then we beat Stoke 4-1 with 2 goals from Bradley Dack. Another goal from Sam Gallagher. Sam Gallagher is looking like a good replacement for Brereton Diaz, by the way. Then we managed to get a very, very, very hard-fought victory against Blackpool. So, we're well on the way. I will join you guys at the end of September. Alright, it's the end of September. It's been a bit mixed. But before I go on to that, there's a couple of things I forgot to mention at the end of August. Now the transfer deadline day's out of the way, I can actually probably get along with them a bit better. We have a lot of players out on loan. So we've got James Brown out on loan. He's gone to Stockport. Oh, thanks. That's wonderful. Okay, so we'll have to just do it manually. We got Louis Annesley, who's on loan at Livingston. He's joining permanently for 18k on next June. It's fine, I don't really have a place for him in the squad. We've got Joe Rankin Costello out on loan to Ipswich, because I have no place for him, because I don't play with wingers, and everywhere else he's just average at, even if he can play multiple positions. We've got Adam Wharton on loan at Swindon. I still can't fucking escape them. Outside of my main series. So, yeah, he's actually done quite well for them. He's got really, really good potential. You know, up to 4 stars, could potentially be 5 stars. He's done quite well for Swindon so far. He's made 11 appearances, scored 1 goal, made 1 assist, and is doing okay. We'll deal with that later. That's just the press conference for the Millwall game. Daniel Butterworth, I think he was out on loan before I got in, so never mind. And Dylan Marcandy, and this is his second club on loan. He's on loan at Wickham. He was on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, and then they barely played him over August. And then when they did play him, they played him out of position. So he didn't really want to be there anymore. So he's now gone to Wickham. You see here, loan, 5 appearances, 1 goal, repeatedly played out of position. And now he's on loan at Wickham. So, make of that what you will. We've also given Scott Wharton a new contract because he wanted one. That's put us over the fucking wage budget by quite a bit, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll have to sort that out later. So, as for the results, they've been got a 1-1 draw with Wigan because they're there in the relegation zone, so of course they're going to get a draw. Then we somehow beat Watford with a first half Sam Gallagher goal. And Watford are one of the people that are pushing back to promotion, obviously. I believe they were relegated last season. Yeah, they were relegated last season. This is where they got Slaven Bilic. It's actually updated already, so they've already got rid of Rob Edwards because it's brought these things in. Then we lost 1-0 to Luton, which was frustrating because, let me tell you how the game basically went. My entire squad was the banjo orchestra, and Luton's goal was the metaphorical cow's arse. Could not hit the damn target the whole time. We had like fucking 11 shots, one on target. Couldn't hit a fucking cow's arse with a banjo, if you couldn't get that reference already. And then we stomped Bristol City 3-0. 2 goals from Vale, 1 from Gallagher. Gallagher at the minute is proving to be a very, very good replacement for Brereton Diaz. He's got 11 games in the league, 9 goals, with, I believe, he's got 1 in the cup as well. So, yeah. I mean, look at that career pass. Pretty good, actually. So, yeah. It's been pretty... I mean, it's been alright. It's not been too great. We are in the table. We are just on the cusp of the playoffs. I basically want to win the title, but with some of the teams that are in this, I don't know whether that's going to be possible. I'm going to keep plugging away at it so we can get the results. But I'm at least going to try and aim for, if I can scrape second. Because we're only at the moment, and it's only going into October, but we are 2 points out of it. So we can get a good run going. We should be okay. Obviously, the other part to note that I forgot to mention, we are drawn against Nottingham Forest in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. I'm not bothered about the Emirates Cup, but I think the League Cup, I would like a decent run in. Just for the sake of it. See if we can get one of those big teams that we can hopefully play away and get a good draw. I think we can beat Nottingham Forest on the day. Otherwise, we should be okay. I am currently looking at the shithole that is going to be October's fixtures, because obviously that's where they've all been crammed in because of the break before the World Cup. So, I'm going to go play Millwall now. I'm going to potentially cry. And anyway, see how I can survive. See you guys at the end of October. Alright, October came and went. So, let's go through the footage, or the fixtures. So Millwall, we got off to a good start. We got a very early goal from Bradley Dack, and that didn't really do much. I was trying to rest some players after the Bristol City game. So, that was fortunate. Then we absolutely put Cardiff to the sword, thanks to a George Hurst hat-trick. But then Cardiff is struggling, so that's understandable. Then we went to Rotherham, did the same there. But Sam Gallagher getting the early goal with a penalty. Then another goal from Gallagher and a goal from Smodic massively helped. Then we went to Riverside and didn't really do much. It was kind of boring. We were lucky, actually, because they had a goal disallowed in the 84th minute, and I think it probably should have stood. Then we got away with one against fucking Sunderland. Really doing good, except for Dominic Hyam getting sent off on the 85th minute. Fortunately, there wasn't a lot I could do about that, because it was a very, very blatant foul that happened. Then we put Birmingham to the sword with the first half Sam Gallagher hat-trick. And then we beat the shit out of Hull, thanks to an early penalty from Gallagher, then goals from Travis, Lowe, and another goal from Gallagher. Gallagher, by the way, at this point is becoming a huge star. He's top scorer in the league, 18 appearances, 16 goals. He is basically becoming my guy. Then as well as that, I mean, you've got players... No, wait. Let's go to the squad. Players like Bradley Dack, who's also on a really good turn of form. He's got 5 and 14. Hurst and Vale have done quite well too. So we go to Hurst, if I can find him. Yeah, Hurst is 3 and 15. Vale is 3 and 12. But people are getting goals where Gallagher is not scoring, which is pretty good. It's really, really helpful that that happens. Hedges and Vale have been called up to the World Cup squad as well. So that's pretty decent. Other than that, the major one we've got is Scott Wharton being an absolute beast. He's he's got 2 player of the match awards, played 18 games. His average rating at the moment is incredibly high. Why did it make me do that? Yeah, at the moment running a 7.34. Most of my team is in a really good upturn of form. And we are slowly putting a gap between ourselves and the rest of the league. So, yeah, we're 5 points ahead of hated rivals Burnley in third. We're sat in second. The only thing is it looks like Norwich might run away with the league. So, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to... Like I said, the goal was to win the title. We definitely should be able to get promoted, but it might be in second place rather than in first. Because at the moment, Norwich are going to run away with it. I mean, they've got the second highest top scorer in Timo Pukki. So, obviously with the schedule coming into November, we've got Coventry, Huddersfield, and Burnley in the league. And then we've got the EFL third round cup game against Nottingham Forest. Then you got the big break for the World Cup. So, I'm going to head off, and you will join me... If we say we take a bit of an extended break with the World Cup and I come back... I'll probably come back at the end, like, after the Burnley game, and then come back after Middlesbrough. So, yeah, give me a sec. Okay, it's the 13th of November. We've just spoken for the World Cup. So, we got 2 really good 2-0 victories against Coventry and Huddersfield. Goals from Hurst and Vale in the first one, and the second one goals from Dack and Hurst. So you'd think we'd be in really good fucking form heading into the third round of the Carabao Cup. Yep, we lost 3-1, which was not fun. Unfortunately, we did take the lead. We were on top for most of the game, but Travis gave away a penalty. Then Lodi scored from like 20 yards out, and then fucking Lingard sealed the deal. What's worse is that we went on to lose in the 91st minute against Burnley. Then to be fair, that one we got dominated, and we had Callum Breton injured within like fucking half time. And I didn't bring my backup fucking right back, so I had to play fucking Pickering at right back, and he wasn't very good. That is the big problem, because now, I go to my medical centre, I've lost both Britton and Carter, but then to be fair, they're both going to be back by the time the fucking cup finishes. Other than that, my only real concern is that fucking Gallagher's goals have dried up a little bit. But other people are scoring. People like Hedges, people like fucking Bradley Dack, Hurst. You know, a lot of people like that. So at least we're getting the goals in. Obviously, Hedges and Vale have both gone for the World Cup. Just going to try and clean this up a bit. So they're going to be in the Wales squad. I'll let you know how they get on. But otherwise, I will see you guys end of December. Okay, December has come and gone, and Senegal won the World Cup. You're just seeing the results of the Middlesbrough game. I will get back to that in a moment. We do have one unhappy player now in... Oh, God, where is he? In Hayden Carter, who is unhappy because he wants to go out on loan for playing time, and I wouldn't let him, and in the end, I'm just going to fucking sell him. If we want to pick anybody up in January, the best place to go with it is Birmingham City. As you can see, they were deducted 12 points for massive amounts of financial issues. Nearly their entire squad is up for sale. This would be quite fun. But I think so I can basically just pick and choose with the squad, which is fun. Jonathan Lecco. Might be good. We'll look it up. Although the finances are not great. We're over the budget. And we're like 20 grand over budget. I need to try and clear some people out. Like fucking Daniel Ayala and Hayden Carter. So into the schedule. So, yeah, we got a crazy draw against Preston. 6 goals in the first half, including a hat-trick from Sam Gallagher, who at this point is scoring all my goals and digging my arse out. Wait, you know what I fucking mean. And then we lost 1-0 to league leaders Norwich, which was really frustrating. They dominated us all game, and we were shit. Then we came back and won 3-1 against Sunderland with a Sam Gallagher penalty and 2 goals from Ryan Hedges, who's been trying to fight his way back into the team. I'm kind of tempted to let him because he's been quite decent when he's played. But we'll have to see how that goes, because that also relegates Samodic. And Bradley Dack is an inspired form. And then, yeah, we got another 2 goals from Gallagher and a Samodic goal to beat Middlesbrough. We had to come back twice. Very relevant in that about Middlesbrough, considering everything you guys now know. So, by the way, the voting for that, it will close basically once the final whistle... Depending on when this video goes up, at some point I will close the poll at the end of Sunday. And then, as of the Monday, I will do the video and you'll see which club I picked. So, anyway, we are going into the New Year's Day fixture against Cardiff. It's we've obviously got the FA Cup third round. If I win that, you'll also see the draw for the fourth round. And then you've just got the rest of the championship. I will try and bring you a couple more clips of the games. I've not been doing it simply because I want to get through the early stages. Now we're getting to the business of the season. I'm probably going to start showing you a few more clips. Anyway, on to the end of January. Right, it is January 30th, and things have got a bit funny. So we started off, we played a weakened team against Cardiff. We drew 1-1. It was really annoying, but at least Hurst scored a minute after Cardiff did, and then nothing else happened for the rest of the game before or after. Here's where it gets interesting. We got a good 4-2 victory in the Cup against Hull. So they got 2 kind of late goals. Hurst scored in the 91st minute. But Gallagher had already scored 2 of them, same as Lewis Travis getting a goal. Now, I was supposed to bring you the 4th round draw, and I forgot to turn the mic on. But what you're seeing is a kind of a glitch that happened. And this was the draw that I got for Portsmouth or Swansea. But after the game against Rotherham, which we drew 2-2, which was Gallagher and an own goal, which you're seeing now, really unfortunate. That was quite funny, actually. We then went and beat... we then went and scored 2 goals from Gallagher, beat Bristol City. And then Gallagher got injured for 4 to 5 weeks. Then we drew against Blackpool. And then we played Fulham in the FA Cup. So you saw us draw Portsmouth and Swansea. But in the end, it came up to say that we got Fulham. So it completely cocked up. But as for these 2 results... So, we ended up having to play, well, basically what no Gallagher does to an MF. And we had to play quite a weakened team, so we were playing on the Tuesday. And then we went up against the Premier League side. Mitrovic scored twice. Buckley scored after 2 minutes, and then Jack Vale saved our ass. So, the situation is this. I'm going to try and use the fucking January transfer window to shift off Ayala and the now massively unhappy Hayden Carter and Ryan Hedges. Because Hedges wanted more game time, wouldn't give it to him. Hayden Carter wanted more playing time, wouldn't give it to him. Trying to see what we can do about shifting out all the unhappy players and keeping Brentford away from Buckley and Travis. And then... Oh yeah, he's suspended for the next match as well. And then after that, we're going to go into the February game... Oh wait, hang on. Why do you have to do this shit? Then we're going to go to the February game against Wigan. And then we've got the replay and all of that to go. It is going to be a huge loss not having Gallagher for a few weeks. Because at the moment, he is on... Oh boy, what's he on? Yeah, he's on 25 goals and 28 appearances. I've never had a 30-goal a season striker before. So that will be fun. Oh, Birmingham got taken over by Consortium, but the points deduction still stands. So, I'm going to see what I can do. I need to also try and reduce the wage budget. It's getting a bit silly now. So, give me a second. I'll join you at the end of February. Oh god, I almost forgot to bring you the 5th round draw. Okay, let's see if this glitches. So, we're going to start the draw. We are going to skip straight to my team. That's not my fucking team. Oh, fuck. Oh, good. If we get past Blackburn, we get Manchester City. How fucking nice. Okay, see you at the end of fucking February then. Okay, so I just got February out of the way. If you can hear anything in the background, my roommate is wrapping Christmas presents. How's it going? Yeah, she doesn't want any part of this bullshit. Anyway, So we started off winning 2-0 against Wigan with goals from Phillips and Hurst. Phillips I can finally talk about, actually. So, this kid is only 17. He's already 3 stars. He's worth nearly 10 million. This guy, honestly, those of you starting off with, like, small-time saves, somebody pick this kid up. Because, like, when I started, he was worth at least 1 million. But if you're in a League One save, or you're in a Championship, or even a Premier League save, pick this kid up. He's really good. He's got potential of 4 stars, possibly even 5 stars. He's definitely one for the future. I've been using him more over Hyam because Hyam and Wharton don't have a good connection together. So and it's gone all the way back to October. Brilliant. Anyway, so we go. So we beat Wigan. Then we went out in one of the most epic FA Cup games of all time. Unfortunately, we were let down by Thomas Kaminski. Don't let the 6.7 fool you. He flapped at about 2 corners and gave away 2 really easy goals, which were literally tap-ins for Kurzawa and Diop. Then it was Wilson's free kick and a goal from Willian because I forgot to mark him. But Pickering, Phillips, and Dak actually helped us, and we almost got back into it. It was one of the encounters of all time. As you would have seen from the 5th round, we were going to face Man City anyway, so if we had got through this, we would have got smashed by Manchester City. So we then went on to beat Watford 2-1. Again, a goal from Phillips and a goal from Jack Vale as well. We've been dealing with Gallagher being injured, which has not been fun. Elliot Anderson and Grady Dianga then screwed us over in our game against West Brom. We got goals from Travis and Smodic, but wasn't enough. Then we drew 0-0 with Swansea, and finally we beat QPR 2-0 with 2 goals from Hurst. We are still somehow second in the league because people keep scoring up below us. We actually now have a 10-point gap. So we're probably not going to catch Norwich, but we'll at least get automatically promoted. I wanted to win the title in this one, but I can live. Let's put it that way. In terms of ins and outs, we've now got Kaminski. We couldn't offer him a new contract because because unfortunately he asked for 28k. We can't afford that. We're already way over the transfer budget as is. We're like 30 grand over it. I can now realize why Blackburn are in the state they are. Because they get 10% of round revenues made available. They don't have a big wage budget as is. I'm over 30k just trying to get us over the line. We're losing a massive amount, mostly because of the wage budget. If it weren't for the cut runs, we'd be fucked. And plus, I can't sell any of the unhappy players. I did loan out Ryan Hedges to Leeds. They're paying 100% of his fucking wages. So that's fucking helpful. But at the moment, we've only just got Gallagher back. Savage is doing pretty well. Buckley's doing pretty well when he's not banned. Oh god, he's banned for 3 games as well. Oh Jesus Christ, help me. 1 yellow card too many. In terms of coming in, I've signed Matt Ritchie. Because I was looking for free agents. And he was the only person who had decent wage demands and was British. I was almost on the verge of breaking my rule and signing a Tunisian guy. Where was he? So he'll be on my shortlist, actually. Yeah, shortlist. Saif Eddin Kaul. He asked for 42k a week. So that was fun. There was no way we were affording that. Yeah, we're 30 grand over the wage budget. To be honest, things like being over the wage budget and Kaminski leaving, the thing is that I'm obviously only here for a season. So if I want to absolutely leave them in the shit, I can. That's the fucked up part. It's one of the messed up parts of one season wonder, is I don't need to worry about the wage budget or players leaving or going because I'm only here for a season. I'm just basically going to set myself a target, a rule, and then see if I can get my target. I wanted to win the Premier League with a squad that's been mired in, I believe has been mired in the Football League since about 2014. Let me Google that. I really should have looked this up beforehand, but what the fuck. Actually, I can check it through here, can't I? So, Premier League, they're in the... Yeah, I believe they were relegated from the Championship in... Yeah, they were relegated from the Championship in 2016, 2017. They were absolutely screwed. I believe they were... When were they relegated? There we are, 19th. They were relegated in 2012. They were relegated. So, they've basically only just got promoted back up in 2017, 2018. And they've been in the Championship ever since. they've been mired in the Sky Bet League under Venky's, and you can see why. So, yeah, they've taken a huge hit there. So, thankfully, we might be able to get them back to the Premier League, mostly because Sam Gallagher has scored fucking... Oh, God, what's he up to now? Yeah, 25 goals and 30 appearances, plus a couple of cup goals. He's on 28 goals for the season. He's doing rather well. I did play it. I played him way too soon back from injury against QPR as well, and it didn't do well. So, I'm going to play Sheffield United. We've only got 4 games. Yeah, we've only got 4 games in March, because there's an international break. So I will see you at the end of March. Okay, end of March, or released the beginning of the international break. So that said there was only 4 games. So the opening was a little bit annoying, because we ended up drawing 2-2 with fucking Sheffield United, and then ended up thankfully rescuing it with a Jack Vale goal. And then drew 2-2 against Stoke. Hurst pulled us out of the fire, and then we threw it away against Tyrese Campbell because Ashley Phillips seemed to not want to actually mark his man. Managed to recover with a 2-0 win against Reading with goals from Gallagher and Hurst, since now Sam Gallagher is back to scoring ways. Then we smashed local and fierce rivals Burnley. We took the lead through Bradley Dack, they equalised through Scott Twine, George Hurst gave us the lead, and Sam Gallagher, who, by the way, is now back in the scoring, 28 goals in 34 games, 30 goals for the season. We are rip-roaring, and we are starting to really put some distance between us and the rest of the league now. Norwich have already been promoted. They are on 92 points for the season already. They're going to break 100 points, and it's going to be fucking crazy. They've probably already won the title at this point. Like I said, I wanted to fucking win the title, but unfortunately Norwich have just had an absolutely silly season, which absolutely figures. Company also got on his about me. He called me unprofessional, and I called him a bitch, basically, and said he was just trying to wind me up. My honest-to-God reaction to him is...
Shut the fuck up! Know your fucking place, trash!
But anyway, so... we're doing quite well. Obviously, ignore the finances. It doesn't matter. I'm going to push on to the end of April, and then we're probably going to do the end of May alongside that as well, because there's only 1 game in May. And that's the end of the season fixture against Millwall. So I'm going to do all of this crap, and we'll get it into one video, and I'll give my thoughts afterwards. So, yeah, I think I've done quite well. So we're like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fixtures away from the end of the season. And there is... let's see. 11 points between us and Watford. So, we'll have to see how we get on. Anyway, I will basically join you at the end of the season. We'll do the end of season review, and I'll talk about my experiences with it, what I found. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, I'm at the 6th of May. I've just played the last game of the season. So, we started off pretty good. We beat Birmingham 3-0. That was good, including Clinton Mola's first goal. Then we lost 2-0 to Norwich. They are the league leaders. We basically handed them the title through that win as well. Great. Then we went and beat Huddersfield. We got 2 goals from Jack Vale, but Charlie Savage got sent off. And yeah, Sam Gallagher broke his toe. Then we beat Hull, and that, I believe, is what sealed our promotion. So yes, we have got 2nd in the league, we've been promoted, bettered only by a ridiculous Norwich side that got 110 fucking points. So, if I scroll back down, because it makes you do that. So here's what happened after the end. We got a good win against Coventry, and then we absolutely shit the fucking bed. Oh no, I say good win against Coventry. It was a 95th minute free kick from Tyler Morton that saved our ass. You can actually tell the point where the players just fucking gave up. Or it could just be the bit where I fucking came back from the game off the next day. It happens. This one was incredibly frustrating, because we actually did quite well to tie it up, and we were on top for most of the game. And then they got a 92nd minute winner. And then this one is fucking stupid. I'm going to show you exactly the kind of goal that we concede a lot in this game, and I think is the main weakness I had in this side. It'll load it eventually, but basically, we don't have particularly good... We've got very good aerial threat containment with Wharton and Phillips, but I don't think they're particularly on the ground. Phillips, in particular, isn't very good at marking his man. I'm trying to get it so that I can get the fucking thing. There we go. Let's go back. So we lose the ball here. Okay, that's fine. That's been another problem, that everybody's been fucking lazy. So the ball goes over at some point. Yeah, they work it from side to side. So Fleming goes out to McNamara. Now, because we don't, for some reason, we're not very good at dealing with balls across the box. And I'm not sure he's not offside there, actually, looking at that. So the ball goes across the box, nobody deals with it, and Vogslammer taps in from fucking home. So we conceded goals like that pretty much for most of the end of these 3 games. Because we didn't seem to do very well with balls going across the box. Mostly because I did play a ridiculously high line and I maybe should have fucking put it back. But either way. So we reached fucking second anyway. We're automatically promoted. The budgets are fucking great, not that I'll ever know. So, yeah. We should go through to the end of season thing at some point. Yeah, I just gave fucking... by the end of it, I was just sending my assistant manager to do all the press conferences. When you're doing something like this, you're not really too bothered. But, basically, here's a ton of things the game insists that you do. So, yeah. It's like things like signing kids, putting players on new contracts. I mean, I can do all of that, but I'm never going to see the effects. These are all the youth prospects. We actually had some very, very good youth kids come through. So, but yeah, basically, I mean, my experience dealing with Blackburn has been a bit mixed. I was able to get a team that works. I was really glad for Sam Gallagher scoring all the goals. But, I mean, Sam Gallagher, he broke his toe again, which kept him out the squad towards the end, which was not helpful. But yeah, there you go, 30 goals. Including how many in the league? Yeah, 30 goals in the league, 37 in total. Plus how many goals 3 goals in the Cups? 33 goals for the season. Plus goals from Hurst, Vale, couple from Bradley Dack. I was able to get goals. We ran out of them towards the end, and I think we were quite lucky to get as far as we did. Thankfully, the ridiculous form we had over, I think it was November, December, where we won a ton of games in a row with a couple of draws. I'm waiting for the fucking end of the season thing, since it decides it doesn't want to do it. There we go. For fuck's sake. Alright. I mean, in terms of new arrivals, yeah, Britton, Hurst, Lowe, Clinton-Mola, Morton, Savage was okay. Again, the hilarious part is that some of these, obviously, they're all neutral because they were all brought in before me. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, the ridiculously run of good form between, I think, September and November, where we basically were literally ripping teams apart. Bar the 0-0 at Middlesbrough was pretty good. So, aside from that, gets a little bit tight. Had another good run of form, couple of draws. Mostly being able to get everything in between the City. The win at City. We didn't really get... I mean, we got knocked out in one of the great cup games of all time. But we would have faced City next, who would have absolutely demolished us, so, you know. That's the thing. Yeah. Biggest win, 4-0, match to remember, 4-0 against fucking Cardiff, goal of the season, 4-0. We got quite a few 4-0s, to be fair. So, club's reputation has not changed. Tons of money coming in. Loads of Gallagher shirts being sold. Matt Ritchie, really. Yeah, the most common lineup was this one. So eventually I found a way to rook Travis and Savage into the team. Mostly through sacrificing Clinton-Mola. It was signed permanently for some reason, not that I'm never going to know. Yeah, player of the season, Sam Gallagher. Young player of the season, George Hurst. Signing of the season, Max Lowe. Goal of the season, Lewis Travis. Top goals, great. You can see all the awards. I actually think I've done really, really well. Oh, I got Sky Bet Champion. I forgot to mention that, actually. I got Sky Bet Championship Manager for the month of October. So, you know. We got off to a good start. Went far. On the accolade. Famous. Yeah, we smashed. Yeah. Alright. Oh, actually, Phillips was fucking nominated for the NXT. And to be fair, I didn't actually look through that shit. Yeah. Alright. So, I achieved my goal. I stuck to my rule as well, which if I ever have to break the rule, there will be a forfeit. I'm working with my roommate to try and work something out. Because she's looking forward to inflicting a lot of pain on me. Because of course she is. But, yeah, basically, I've got the first 5 lined up, so the first one you've seen is BLACKBURN ROVERS. The next 2 are going to be very, very fun, because they're going to be quite difficult. Especially with the challenges I've got to set. So, yeah, I've really kind of enjoyed this. So, I've played through an entire season. I've recorded this over a couple of days. That's why my outfits kept changing. Yeah, I don't fucking care. Attempt to avoid relegation. Season team meeting. It literally does not fucking matter. FM. I'll still save the game, but I'm probably going to delete the file. So, anyway, this has been the first episode of One Season Wonder. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I think I'll try and edit it a little bit more coming in. I know I've put a couple of things in, and then I'll try and, I'm especially going to have fun with the next one, because it's going to be very, very fun. I can dread how my reaction's going to be. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Canberra Ron, and thank you for watching.